Well, hello again folks, welcome to another video and I hope you are all fitting well out there. Oh, and if you want to avoid all the guff and get straight into the action, fast forward to the 3:50 mark. You might be thinking to yourselves that I've gone all retro, but actually this was filmed back in 2016, you can tell by the hairline. And if you're watching this before Christmas, it means it's plan B, as I've run out of fresh stuff to put up. Thankfully though, I've got a hard drive with quite a few goodies in it yet, for just such an occasion. I was keeping this footage and other stuff for a possible Corvid Chaos 3 DVD, but I've kept it so long, the footage really looks dated now. Plus, nobody wants DVDs nowadays, they just want to stream stuff. But anyhow, the hedge behind me has got quite a few rabbits in it, but it can be a wee bit difficult to stalk them. So I decided to come up one evening, set up about 20-25 yards away from the hedge with the NiteSite Viper, there's a blast from the past, and see how many I could get. The grass and the weeds was a wee bit high to be shooting lying down, so I decided to shoot sitting up with the rifle on a wee camera tripod and a camouflage net in front of me to help hide my movements. Now, the rifle I was using was my Theoben MFR, another blast from the past. It was in .22 caliber and it was running at about 860 feet per second with a 21 grain Bisley Magnum. The scope was a Bushnell Tactical Elite 2.5 to 16 by 42, which I had the NiteSite Viper attached to. And there's also something else that I need to explain to you that you'll see me using once it gets slightly darker. In order to help me judge ranges better and quicker at night, I had mounted a laser to the right hand side of the scope. Now it was at least 2 inches off the centre of the scope, and it was zeroed with the crosshairs at 40 yards, the same range as the rifle was zeroed for. The theory is, when you shine the laser onto your target, if it appears on the right hand side of the crosshairs, it's under 40 yards, and if it appears on the left hand side of the crosshairs, it's over 40 yards. Yeah, it's a wee bit crude I know, especially since the dot starts to get bigger and less precise at longer ranges, but it did work. And I'm certainly not the first boy to use a laser like this either. As for the NiteSite Viper, well, it probably was cutting edge back in its day, even though nowadays it looks like something a T-Rex coughed up compared to the modern night vision scopes with their built-in rangefinders and ballistic software. Saying that, me and lots of other people still shot a lot of stuff with it. Well, that's the first one down, and it's not even dark yet. I have to say, there always was some great views from this farm. Oh, looks like another one's out, but it's still not quite dark yet, so I'm going to have to move slowly here. Man, it's got a weird looking eye in the IR. Another one's just popped out away to my right hand side. Thankfully, it looks as if it's too busy munching away to actually notice any movement I'm making. You can see the laser much more clearly here, and it's dead centre of the crosshairs, so it should be my 40-yard zero. Now it's properly dark, there's more rabbits starting to appear. The laser's on the right hand side of the crosshairs, so it should be under 40 yards. Back then, I hadn't yet got myself a night vision spotter, so you would have to scan left and right with the rifle to see if there was anything back out again. Looks like another one's popped up on my far right again. Gonna have to shift myself to get onto this one. Can't seem to find it though in the long grass, but I know it was there. Ah, there ye are. Oh, there's another one. I wonder how far he is. It must be just over 40 yards, as the laser seems to be on the left hand side of the crosshairs. So I aimed just above his head, thinking it must be a 45 to 50 yard shot. And totally missed. So the system isn't totally foolproof. Either that or it was the wind that blew it off. Oh, if you're curious about how I captured these images, it was using a Sony Handycam with night shot and an IR torch. I sat there for quite a few hours until it got to a point where there didn't seem to be any more rabbits appearing, so I decided to call it quits, as I had quite a bit of gear to gather up in the dark, and yep, I'd forgotten to bring my head torch. So I ended up picking all the rabbits up using the torch on my phone, which took a wee while. Well folks, that's the end of another one. Hope you enjoyed it. I know some people were asking for more rabbit content. Sorry I haven't been doing that much. Most of the calls I seem to be getting from farmers these days are about pest birds. Saying that, I should have an odd shots video coming up before Christmas, featuring nothing but shot footage through the Tacticam, with quite a few rabbits, as well as other pest birds, that some people might find interesting. But until then, take care and look after yourselves, folks.